probably need to limit your search, first of all, to sites that may be appropriate. So the kind of first thing to do is an overview of the locations within your area where you can and can't put a building that you want to put. So, for example, if you have vast areas of greenbelt or countryside, then you can probably cross those off the list very quickly. But if you have areas of countryside or greenbelt that have got existing buildings on, you're looking at converting them, then that's a possibility. So it's not that straightforward, but an initial kind of review of the planning policies in the area that you're looking at will bring some sites forward and put some sites back, and it will focus where you're looking. Alongside that, I think what I would say is that you probably need a properly defined strategy, not just for the construction of a new building, but also the disposal or whatever you're going to do with the soon-to-be redundant buildings, whether you're going to sell them for whatever purpose, might be residential, might be to other church or community groups or whatever, because in my experience, I've done this not with churches but with other public bodies who have quite a large land estate and they're trying to rationalise. Part of the negotiation can be, well, we want to put a large building here. It doesn't quite comply with policy, but we've got a few other buildings scattered around. What can we do with those other buildings that will give you a bit more than your other policies might require in return for you being a bit more flexible on this policy? So an example of that might be if you've got a site which would be appropriate for housing development, if you could get 100% affordable housing on that site, and without knowing the area particularly well, I would guess there's an overriding need for affordable housing because there seems to be all over the place. But your council will be delighted with that. And if they're so delighted with that, they may well be a bit more flexible on what you're trying to do elsewhere. So I think you need to have a proper strategy for the whole thing. Then have a look at the sites that are not available, definitely, the ones that are available, definitely, and there'll be some that are in between. And then you can get down to the level where colleagues here will get involved with producing plans and drawings and so on.
I believe that you'll have to go to district and circuit.
Oh yes, and beyond.
Yes, and beyond. Because if you get their support, then you'd be able to go ahead with doing all the things that Colin's been talking about. But the Methodist method of approval from Manchester, I think, is slightly eccentric. Because you can't go for planning until you've almost had to have it anyway, and all that sort of thing. So there's a lot of issues in there. But, I mean, I'm involved with another circuit in South East London, and they're thinking about some of the same things. And I understand your concerns and difficulties. Yeah.